Hi, this is Steve from yourcreativelife.com talking today about journalism and how it can be dangerous for writers. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm not talking about the general press. I'm not talking about, reading about politics or the weather or anything else. But I am talking about the notion of what we read in the press around writing. So often a movie will come out and people will say, that's the perfect movie. Or the script was perfectly written, the actors were perfectly cast, it was perfectly performed. And as we all know, or ought to know, everything is subjective, even journalism when it refers to the arts. And so that stuff is just not useful for us. It's really subjective. And so the notion of, well, what I've realized is that there are lots of instances where people I work with as a coach, writers out there all the time, and maybe you're one of them, we compare ourselves and our first drafts or our first efforts to somebody's finished potential masterpiece, right? So the truth is that it's dangerous for us to believe everything that we read in the press about writers because we start to believe that we're in a world where everyone is brilliant and sharp and powerful and wonderful, and that all of these things out there that win awards or some that don't win awards are so much head and shoulders above us. Now, this isn't to say that we shouldn't strive to be better. It isn't to say that we can't learn how to be better. And it isn't to say that we shouldn't learn from those people who are out there and the choices that they make in terms of their writing, the producing, the directing, the acting, and all of that. But it does mean that it's dangerous for us to beat ourselves up with this notion that those people are perfect and I will never be that. It leads to all of those things like, shame and fear and feeling less than and imposter syndrome and all of those things, which aren't really useful to creative folks. It's really just about, or it ought to be just about, creating my material one day at a time, learning and growing and becoming better than I was, but not comparing myself to some brilliant, amazing, wonderful person that a movie reviewer or a film critic or a TV reviewer seems to designate and seems to bless and knight as somebody for the ages. That person's opinion is theirs, and I can stay in integrity with my work and continue to create what I can do without comparing myself to all of those people and other people's opinions about those people. I hope you appreciated this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe here because I post a brand new video every single week for the benefit of you and your creative life. And speaking of that, go to yourcreativelife.com and sign up for my newsletter, which comes out once a month. Click the link to go check out the podcast Beyond the Script. And you can also find a link back to this YouTube channel where there's a ton of wisdom, over 150 videos here for your benefit. It's been so great to give you this particular week's information, and I support you in using it to your betterment. And I will see you next time.